We got a relationship to fix! But what if we freeze to death first? Use your magnet powers and the attraction will warm you up, baby.
Hey guys and girls, how's it going? Hope you guys are having a great week. So we are back today. I've got Dante here with me. Thank you for joining me, Dante.
Hello.
And today we're actually going to talk about and review and give our impressions on It Takes Two, which is a game that Dante and I played a couple of months ago. And we just absolutely loved the hell out of it. It's actually probably up there on my top 10 list, I would say. I think it's made a place on my top 10 list this year. So I wanted to talk about it. This is a new style of review, so please definitely give us some feedback in the comments. Let us know what you think of this style of reviewing. If you like it and got any suggestions, please share those. So without further ado, should we just jump in, Dante, and get stuck in? So what is It Takes Two for those people that maybe don't know and haven't heard of this game? It Takes Two is basically an action adventure game developed by Hazelight Studio. That's the studio that was behind A Way Out, which came out a couple of years ago, I think about 2 years ago. It's an indie studio that's pretty well known for creating cooperative two-player games that kind of shake things up in terms of genres and gameplay. A Way Out was heaps of fun, but with It Takes Two, I feel that Hazelight Studios have just upped the level.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, in terms of the game, and like I enjoyed every moment playing this game. I think we beat it in like 12 hours, Dante. It was about 12 hours.
Yeah, no, there wasn't really a bad point to it. It was just fun all the way through.
So let's kick off with the story. Dante, do you want to tell us about the story, what the story is basically about?
I'd say it's basically a couple have kind of slowly parted ways. The divorce is on the horizon, and the little girl is in the middle of it. She doesn't want them to break up and feels responsible in some bizarre way.
Yeah.
Tries on her dolls of mummy and daddy, and that somehow throws their spirits into it, and that turns into a game of them trying to get back to her and find a way back into their normal bodies.
Into their human form, basically.
Yeah, makes total sense.
Yes, that is basically the overarching story. But because they're obviously in doll form, it does allow them to kind of go into the realm of fantastical. It's a little bit like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in elements, kind of.
In some places.
Yeah, and like they're like these tiny dolls, and they have to go like some parts they go into the house and they get to see the house from new perspectives, particularly early on. But then after that, it really does go into the realm of imagination, and there's some really, really funny moments. This game it's a two-player game, so you cannot play this single player. You have to play it with either a friend or a significant other. I actually think the best way to play this game is with a significant other. So obviously Dante and I played it together. I played as May, Dante played as Cody, and you'll get a lot of the comedy, and I think you'll really enjoy it. You know, you can play it with friends as well, that's also fine, but it's really, really enjoyable. I actually thought the story was kind of just okay. The whole overarching story, it's not going to like win Oscars or anything like that. It's not this amazing like,
it was just set up for good gameplay, basically.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. The worlds that they explore and the different levels and the different themes are very much geared towards the gameplay mechanics, and we'll get to that shortly, and how they do a really good job with the gameplay. But the overall story was good. The writing was decent, you know, it was decent writing. There were some moments where Cody and May did some questionable decisions, and there were like some moments where you really didn't like them. You're like, these guys are really bad parents. Like, I feel so bad for Rose. And there was some very cringy moments that like I'm thinking of a particular elephant, Dante, like in the game.
That's brilliant though.
But it was really, really funny, and the banter between like Cody and May was actually really, really good banter. I thought they did a really good job with that, and the voice actors did a really good job as well. with it. Now, on their journey, they are joined by someone called Dr. Hakeem, which is basically the love guru. What did you think of Dr. Hakeem, Dante?
Book. Oh, it was brilliant. The fact that the voice actor Joseph did Cody and Dr. Hakeem, it was quite amusing. And yeah, he was supposed to be getting on your nerves all the time, but I just kept laughing every time he turned up. It was just he just kept the plot going and like going, challenge number 2. I was like, oh no.
He's very cheesy, but I kind of enjoyed his cheese. He is. There are definite stereotypes in this story, without a doubt. Obviously, May's kind of like your workaholic. Cody's kind of like your stay-at-home dad, isn't he? And that's one of their major like arguments. He's got green fingers. He likes gardening and that kind of thing. And Dr. Hakeem is like your Spanish lover kind of like sort of character.
Hey!
Yeah. So when he came on, it was like I enjoyed it. You know, I know some people might not like those stereotypes, but I didn't have a problem with it. The only character I didn't really mesh with was Rose, was the daughter, and I just think it's because of the voice actress that they had doing it. I didn't buy it like from Rose.
I don't know if it's because of so many other things we watch. It definitely sounded like an adult playing a younger kid, and it just wasn't clicking. Plus, also her script probably just wasn't the best, regardless.
No, I think the writers definitely put all of the effort into Cody and May, and as they should do, because you are playing as them throughout the game, so you do get attached to Cody and May, and it's got a nice, you know, beginning, middle, and end in terms of the story. You do get to see Cody and May develop throughout the game. You actually get to see them kind of realize, you know, the faults in their relationship and how they each kind of have their own responsibilities as part of that. And it does kind of delve into their own kind of fears and insecurities for each of the characters. But you do get to see it work through. It is a very cheesy, feel-good ending. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Truth.
Right? Like, I think it's a lot of games nowadays like to be kind of like
edgy and dark.
Yeah, edgy and dark. And if you're just looking for a very nice, enjoyable story with a good start, middle, and end, some character development, and a feel-good ending, It Takes Two is a good game, you know, to play for that. But the reason that I enjoyed this game so much, which I want to talk about, obviously, is the gameplay, right? The gameplay is where this game just shines. Now, when you look at it on the surface, you'd say, okay, this is a platformer, right? It's not just a platformer. Because they shake up the different gameplay and different genres throughout as you play it. There are elements of platforming as part of it, but there are some other really awesome moments as well. What were some, without spoiling anything, Dante, what were some of your favourite kind of moments?
Yeah, because I love to keep shifting the game mechanics and keeping it fresh all the time. But you had, like, one of the interesting weapons was the whole you glue stuff while I shoot burning fire at it and stuff like that.
Explode it and stuff, yeah.
And then at one point, you know, we're flying on this thing, and then there's all the combination of shooting to create platforms for you to jump on and swing about with.
Yeah.
It was, it kept swapping it up every, like, act, if you will.
It did a really good job. Every act has its own theme, but also with each act, you gain access to new abilities, and Cody and May each gain different abilities, but they're designed to coordinate together. So these abilities are very much designed to encourage teamwork, communication. And early on in the game, like, it's really good because it follows in with the story, because when you start off the game, your communication is not great, and you find that, like we were anyway, that we kept yelling at each other for making mistakes and doing the wrong things.
Do that thing!
Yeah. But then as you play in the game, you get better with your communication, just like Cody and May do in the main story. So you also feel like you develop, you know, throughout the game. But there were some really great ones in terms of time travel. One of you controlled time. The other one could, like, remember with May, you could duplicate May and sort of do, there's puzzle solving as elements as part of it too. There was a really cool kind of like ice level where we controlled magnets. So one had the positive and the negative. And you had to sort of work together to traverse it. So there's lots of great sort of gameplay mechanics that really shake it up. That keeps the game never outstays its welcome. always surprises you with something new and something really fun and enjoyable. And that's definitely one of the elements I really enjoyed with it.
Yeah, really loved the co-op, and then there was also optional versus challenges as well, which I thought was quite amusing. Like, you don't have to play them, but you find them, seek them out, and it's like, right, okay, it's very in character for who we're playing right now.
Yeah.
Right, you and me, we're on. Let's fight.
Yeah,
Let's
they
go.
had the same thing in A Way Out, where they had the challenges between the two male characters, and they do the same in this. And if you're competitive, like I am, and Dante not as much, but me especially, like you really get into these challenges, and so it's quite fun when you do like win kind of thing. So yeah, it was good. They had obviously the cooperation, but also the versus challenge as well for people that enjoyed that element of it. Those are purely optional, of course, but even there's like certain degrees of encouraging exploration, because like you'll go and click on things and May or Cody will sort of say certain things, and then there's like Easter eggs hidden in the game as well.
I loved all the references. They had like references to like Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart, Sonic, Diablo, Terminator 2, Street Fighter. There was just lots of little like references and Easter eggs. It's brilliant. It was even that one the game director Joseph Fares. Yeah. He did that rant at the Oscars.
Oh, F the Oscars.
From
from the Game Awards. Yeah.
We ended up finding that just because when we were searching for signals at one part of the game, it was like, okay, that's cool. Let's have a look. We'll just scoot around, and then you started hearing it. I was like, oh, brilliant.
The guy's got such a big ego. Like, just to put himself in his own game. He's like, he had very much had a Hideo Kojima kind of moment right there. Just putting himself in the game. But
so funny.
So much funny. My two favourite Easter egg moments were definitely the Street Fighter one, where you're on top of the ship. Because I got to play that. So I got to actually like do that kind of Street Fighter Mortal Kombat kind of moment against that squirrel, which is just so awesome while you're flying around. And then the other one I really loved was the Diablo one, which was like that top-down kind of RPG.
Yeah, it completely changed how the game played up until that point. It was like, oh, now you're this genre, by the way.
Which is brilliant. It was so much fun. So I think just the whole way we were playing, we're just laughing out loud and just enjoying every moment of it. So if you're a gamer anyway, like you will get all the head nods and all the references and all the Easter eggs, and I think you'll really, really enjoy them. And I thought it was a good kind of showcase of all different game genres and how far games have come.
Yeah.
I quite like that. I thought that was really, really good. So I enjoyed it a lot.
And the genius about the friend pass as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell them about it.
About the friend pass. Okay, so obviously you purchase this game yourself, and you buy your copy. Now you can play this game cooperatively local on like couch co-op, kind of sat next to each other with split screen, but you can also play it online as well. And if you purchase the game for yourself, you actually get a game pass or a game code that you can actually give to a friend to basically give them a copy of the game so they can actually play it along with you. They did the same thing in A Way Out, and they've done the same thing in It Takes Two, and it's so consumer friendly, and it makes sense because obviously it's not a single player game. You can't play it by yourself, so you have to have someone to play it with. So obviously it makes it more likely that you got here's a free game, come and play it with me. Well, no one's going to turn down that opportunity, are they? So yeah, the Game Pass is so brilliant. I wish more like multiplayer games would do that and would kind of take on board with that. But great game, absolutely loved it. Visually it's beautiful. All the levels, the way the levels are designed, it's so colorful, it's so vibrant, it's so different in feel and style to A Way Out. A Way Out was a lot grittier, it was a lot darker. It's about a prison escape, isn't it? And it's more serious, whereas this
more
is
realistic, and
it's just a breath of fresh air.
And this is just mucking around in the playground, basically.
It's just fun. Yeah, it's really fun. All the levels look incredible. My favorite was probably the space one. I love that level.
Oh, yeah.
That level was so beautiful. And I really like the last level where you were in that clock bit. It's just, the game looks different. No two levels look the same. It's so imaginative and creative. And it's just really great to see an indie studio do something different, really push the envelope. And it's just refreshing, especially in the whole copy and paste of AAA games, Ubisoft, that's kind of happening at the moment. So it's really refreshing to sort sort of see such a great game. And yeah, I just wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I was, but it is one of the best games I have played this year, guys. I cannot recommend this game highly enough.
Check it out.
Absolutely brilliant. The music is fabulous as well throughout
yeah.
it. Really good musical soundtrack and score. Just, I can't recommend it enough. It's just a lot of fun. So overall then, let's talk overall what we'd kind of score the game. So probably for me, I would give, because the story is not like amazing, the gameplay is a 10 easily. The gameplay is a 10 out of 10 without a doubt. The graphics and the music, 10 out of 10. The story, I'd say, is probably a 9 out of 10. It's okay. I enjoyed it, but it didn't delve in as much to the characters as it could have done. But you know, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. But I probably would give this a 9 out of 10 probably for me, because it's one of the best games I've played this year. And yeah, so I really enjoyed it. What about you, Dante?
Yeah, pretty much same. When I'm looking at all my titles I played and all this that, it's one of those where it's like, oh, if you got the chance for it, this is one of those much buy purchases.
Yeah.
It's gonna, yeah, you'll need a mate or anybody else, whoever you play it to go with it. But it's great. You have to play it.
It's a must-play game, without a doubt. It's a must-play game, and it's one of the best games to come out this year in 2021. For anybody that is interested, It Takes Two is available on the PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and S. For anybody that is interested, and it's also on the Xbox One as well. But yeah, highly recommend it. Cannot recommend it enough. It's a brilliant, brilliant game. That's our review of It Takes Two. Those are our thoughts on it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know what you guys think in the comments below. If you've played this game yourself, let us know what your thoughts and impressions were on it in the comments, and let us know what you guys think of this style of review as well. Hope you guys having a great week, of course. Take care, and as always, happy gaming. Bye, guys.
Canny.